It's 8:13 on Thursday morning. I'm sitting with a couple of community bigwigs here. Chris Bisey is our resident blogger this morning with the Downtown Edmonton Community League. And Chris, you put out a call to your pal Jarett Campbell with the Oliver Community League. Welcome, Jarett.
Thank you.
Guys, I got to be totally honest. I might be amongst the majority of Edmontonians that wouldn't have a totally clear understanding of what a community league exactly does.
Yeah, I mean, Community League, every neighborhood has its own kind of residents association. We're all part of the Edmonton Federation of Community Leagues. And as such, we advocate for residents' concerns and organize soccer leagues and organize events and programming. Okay, so
you are the ones that are passionate about realizing community potential, is it fair to say? Yeah. And it's kind of an interesting relationship, Jarett, yourselves and Oliver in the Downtown League, because you're basically next door neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, the issues that affect downtown affect Oliver. We are, when you look at all the neighborhoods in Edmonton, the two that are kind of unique in the sense that we're high density, we have urban issues, and to be honest, a lot of people who live in Oliver, if you ask them where they live, they say they live downtown. So,
well, let's take a look here. I mean, this is the Molson site just north of 104th Avenue, and I think when you think of development in Oliver, this is probably the most significant one. Is that fair to say?
At this point in time, yeah, it's the biggest undeveloped site in the community.
So you had a consultation, as I understand it, with community members. Great turnout last Saturday. What was some of the messaging that you heard?
So, I mean, we brought everyone together. We had a great turnout. It was the first nice Saturday of the year. We had over 50 people, and I mean, what we heard was that what's being proposed currently people aren't happy with it. They think that we can do better for our community. We can do better for the core of our city, and
well, what is being proposed there, Jarett, for those that aren't familiar?
So what's being proposed is, for those of you familiar with Oliver Square, which is the development just to the east, it's kind of an extension of that. I mean, it's a...
So retail, strip mall.
Yeah, well, yeah, retail, strip mall, kind of power center type development. A lot of what we heard was, we want mixed use, we want higher density, we want residential in there, we want walkable, we want kind of more urban feel, as opposed to maybe a more suburban feel that the current site plans have.
As soon as Jarett started describing this, your head just started nodding like a bobblehead. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. How come?
I mean, there's huge heritage potential on the site. There is the old former Molson brewery building, and that's not really considered in the current plan. So in addition to that, just integration with the future LRT stop, and also just kind of the walkability and feel of the space. A majority of their clientele are going to be people from Oliver who are walking there, and right now it's a plan for a huge amount of surface parking. Some people are going to drive there, but you need to also include the streets and the streetscape for those that want to walk there.
It sounds to me like your perspective on what Oliver should look like is quite similar to what your perspective on what downtown should look like.
Well, I mean, Oliver is a very successful community. It's the second densest neighborhood in Western Canada, next to the Westin in Vancouver. So I think, it has the same kind of urban issues, urban challenges that we do downtown.
Who lives in Oliver, Jarett?
What you'll end up seeing in Oliver is a lot of young people and a lot of old people. It's kind of like, you move to Oliver when you're young, you're going to university, you're starting your first job, and then you decide you don't want to live in a condo anymore. You move out to a neighborhood where you can get a yard, and then you live there for a few years, and then you come back into Oliver when the condo lifestyle, the high density lifestyle is more suitable for your life. So that's generally what we see for demographics.
What's one issue in closing here facing Oliver as a neighborhood that Edmontonians that don't live there might not be as aware of, one that's maybe not in the headlines all the time?
And I think that, just going back on the demographic issue, how can we get people from all age groups to join in our community? And it comes down to housing types. How can we have a healthy mix of housing types that we can attract people so they don't have to move out of Oliver once they want to have children, sort of thing. So
set up shop and stay.
Exactly.
Jarett, thanks for being here. Jarett Campbell with the Oliver Community League, and of course Chris Bisey with the Downtown Edmonton Community League. You're going to stick around for a little bit longer. As your stint at BT Bloggers Week continues, you can check out both of these guys by following the Inside BT link at breakfasttelevision.ca. We're back with more. Bridget Ryan set to check in. It's 8:18 on the nose Thursday morning.